Once you turn 18, it feels like you have to have your whole life together. But what if you don't get it together? What if you feel lost in life? Like where you thought you'd be is so far from where you are right now? It turns out we have a lot of big questions. The what is the meaning of life kinds of questions. The ones that keep you up at night, wondering if anyone else feels the same way. So we started a vlog to ask those questions. Questions like, how do you even become a real life functioning adult? How do you find the friends and figure out what to even do with your life? We can't promise the answers, but let's figure it out together. We are a collective group of young adults finding life, seeking to make a collective difference with our collective influence. So, here we go. How do you make friends as an adult and figure out where you belong in life? Okay, so yesterday we told Jeff that we could maybe find some people. And so we found some people. They have agreed to meet up with us at Commonplace Book. So I'm gonna go meet up with them there. It's gonna be a little bit awkward. Like we have shaken hands before, but it's not like we know each other. But I'm trying to remember like all the things we learned yesterday. Just be present, just be curious. It's gonna be great, it's gonna be fine. Okay, let's go. Yesterday, we started asking our big questions about life, and we had great conversations with Will and Jeff. Will helped us discover that we need other people in our lives and that maybe we can stop putting so much pressure on ourselves to have everything figured out. Instead, he told us to focus on just loving people and loving God where we are. So today, we're doing it. We're meeting up with our new friends and talking about this idea of belonging as an adult. I'm Leslie.
I'm Jordan.
Jordan, nice to meet you.
I'm Christian.
Leslie, Christian, nice to meet you. That's Jacob from yesterday. We're good.
What's up?
Allie's already here. And then this is another new friend you didn't meet yesterday. Jessica, nice to meet you. We're gonna be best friends before it's over. That's what's about to happen. Honestly, I'm just trying to figure out if I'm the only one who feels like I don't belong anywhere. And if so, where do I go from there? So it was a little awkward at first, until we brought out the game to get everyone talking.
We should totally do girls
Against guys?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, competition took over and started this great hour-long conversation. I'm demanding a rematch at a later date and bring your A game. Okay, we're here, we made it. I have friends now, this is awesome. We don't really know each other yet, and we're gonna like skip some of the getting to know each other stuff, but let's go around and just do everybody's names just for safety, just for fun. We'll start over here with my new friend.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Hi, I'm Jordan.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Leslie.
Christian.
I'm Allie.
Let's talk about like relationships through social media, like friendships, relationships, all that through social media.
I think there's definitely like a place for it. Like I think social media friendships are valuable and they're like valued as long as they're not your only friendships.
I have a friend who I became friends with her, and she told me, you're the last friend that I can have. Like, I can't make any more friends. She's like, you came in right at the very end because I am maxed out on friendships. Like, she said, I am maxed out on people that I can keep up with, on people that I can, like, stay in contact with. Like, you're the last one. And I was like, thanks, I'm the last one. I made it.
I'm gonna put a big idea out there. Comparison kills connection. You just tell me what you think about it.
I would say for me, comparison, yeah, it has been such a big issue in friendships, because if you just continuously just compare yourself with another friendship, you're always gonna want more.
I think I often find myself looking at certain people too and being like, oh, well, I want friends like that, or like I want to hang out with those people. Like those people are so creative, they're so cool. And it's like now I'm actually just like missing out on these whole other people in my life that are great because I'm like looking for these other people.
It helps you value them too. I think that's what if I'm comparing myself to other people, then I'm not valuing what I do have, and I'm not valuing the relationships that I do have. So I think that's something I've wanted to be better at, is instead of comparing myself to other people, I want to look at the people that I do have in my life and value those relationships instead.
Before we moved, we were in a really good small group and had a really, great community there. And then we moved here, didn't have that, obviously, don't really know a ton of people. And we're still in the old small groups, group meet, right? And so we see they're going on a float trip this weekend and we're not there, you know what I mean? So it's comparing like even like not other people, but like what we used to have to what we currently have.
I will say this, that the thing that I'm finding out in this season of life for me personally, and I don't have it figured out, which is why we're here, but it's just like the most angst I have about friendships is because I can't find people who are like me enough or who are like into the things I'm into and want to spend their time the way I want to spend my time, right? I have like all these preferences.
I think if you surround yourself with people that are like you and they have the same motives and goals, it kind of motivates you to be the best that you can be in whatever you like to do.
I think there's like a tension in that too, because like you do need those people that are kind of like similar to you to push you, but it's at the same time like I want people that are different around me because like I don't want to feel like boxed in.
I just moved to Fort Worth from Oklahoma, so that was a big move, so I needed people. And I had always wanted to get involved with Switch, but I never had, so then I jumped in at the Fort Worth campus with Switch, and it was changed my life. Like the first night there, I was like, I felt so loved, and then I got to love on like my group. The first night was when I felt like I belonged. Like I had my people, I had my home base that I could go to, and they'd be there for me, and I'd be there for them.
Halfway through our conversation, and we're realizing that comparison kills connection, because when we compare, we miss out on who's right there in front of us. When we stop looking for the ideal friend and just value the people around us, then we can start finding a place where we can belong. Like Jessica said, she had to show up before she felt like she belonged. Because the thing about belonging is you have to put yourself out there without knowing how it will go. I wanted to get another perspective on what it looks like to belong, so I called my good friends Jason and Christy. Their whole family has kind of adopted me since I moved here. I've been trying to figure out like friendship. I know it's like a cheesy word. I know it's like a what is friendship, that kind of thing. But like deep down at the core of it, it's like, how do I get the relationships in my life that I want?
So can I tell you a story that I think will kind of just get us somewhere?
Yeah.
So we're at the river, our family, our kids, and my daughter Mercy, she's about 4. She's building this amazing like city. She's
Out
got
of, like,
houses.
sand?
She's got rocks and just whatever's around her.
Okay.
And I pick up this rock. It's an ancient arrowhead. Like a legit arrowhead. So we start coming back to this river honestly every weekend, because we're like, we've got to find more.
We're
of these.
digging.
And we might have found like a broken piece of one maybe that we imagined was one, but hours and weeks and we can't find another one. So anyways, I think friendship can be kind of like that.
Okay.
Where like maybe when we're younger, we make this incredible friend and we're like, this was a find. And so then we go to make more friends as adults or as we get older. And they just never feel quite like that first amazing find, even though we're spending hours, we're looking for it. And I think that the reason Mercy found that incredible find was just because she was just grabbing what was around her. She wasn't looking for an arrowhead. She was just picking up the rocks that were next to her and then trying them out for a fit. I think it's that way with friendships.
Yeah. The thing that's hard for me is that I always assume that other people have it more together than I do. And so if they want my friendship, they'll invite me in. But I don't have it together enough to be the initiator a lot. But I think that's a faulty, like waiting to be invited.
No, that's totally happening in my life right now.
Yeah.
Literally, felt like I don't have what it takes yet to be the one to reach out to other people. A neighbor who lives a street behind ours. Our lives are totally different, but we keep bumping into each other. And honestly, it has been, from that time, not perfect, kind of messy, but so rewarding because I can actually be myself with her. But there's also this fear that it's not going to be met with their interest in my life because I don't have it together. I'm a mess. I'm broken.
So it's pushing past like this kind of insecurity. It's pushing past that it has to be perfect, it has to be the perfect fit, and then trying it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm hearing us say.
Repeatedly trying it.
And I think like God kind of built this into us. One example is Jesus said, where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, I'm there. So kind of the hidden message there is, if you want to be around Jesus, you have to be around people.
And it looks messy, and it can feel inconvenient, and it's kind of up and down, but so rewarding.
Yeah, I think when I look back on my life, I always see places where that was real friendship, but I was too whatever, wigged out to actually call it that and label that and lean into it, but I could see it in hindsight and like wished I would have just embraced it as it was, you know? Jason and Christy are always so helpful and so wise. I love how they reminded us that Jesus is with us when we gather together. So it's really important to find those people and to make time to build relationships. Next, I wanted to figure out what often keeps us from feeling like we belong. Let's jump back into the rest of the conversation with the group.
I feel like the reason why we often feel like we don't belong is because we're so afraid of like being rejected. And so like sometimes I think you just have to realize like sometimes you probably are gonna get rejected and it's probably gonna suck. But at the same time, like if you never put yourself out there, then it's kind of like you're still getting rejected.
I've been super into podcasts lately, and so there's this one from NPR that I was listening to. They're talking about this dude who every day he makes it a point to get rejected. He will like walk up to some rando and say, hey, can I get a ride? He wants to hear no every single day so that he's not afraid of it.
Because it's like weird, like it's that whole cliche of what's the worst that could happen? They say no. But like really, we let that potential no that tends to sometimes be yes, like scare us into not doing anything, you know? And like that's ridiculous too. Like
sometimes I think we also just like overlook the people that are already in our lives too, just because we're like so afraid to ask them or like what if it's weird like forever. So like I remember like I just started like praying like God like show me who I'm supposed to be friends with. And then like literally I saw one girl go by the hallway at work one day and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna ask her to go to lunch. And now she's my life group leader, you know? And I feel like we just take those opportunities for granted sometimes.
all right, friends. This is a lot of great conversation. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for bringing your best thoughts. Okay, I am looking forward to us actually being friends. Like I'm literally just like, I've committed. I'm saying, okay, I'm sitting and talking to these people. Yes, we're filming, but for real, like if we can be friends. So, cool beans, okay. So it wasn't so bad. I'm not gonna lie, the first 5 minutes were kind of weird, but we kept going and we ended up having a great conversation. A big question I've been wondering this week is, how do I make friends as an adult? Or this whole concept of where do I even belong as an adult? And I think after today, I'm really encouraged. We talked about how sometimes it's not even that we don't have those people around us, but it's that thing in our own minds that can make us feel that there's no one there for us. We talked about how comparison kills our connection, because if you're comparing your lack of friends to that post on Instagram where all of your friends went out without you, you'll feel more alone than you actually really are. We also talked about how the fear of rejection can keep us from finding friends, because we're so worried that they'll say no that we just choose to stay alone. So today, I'm feeling really challenged to let go of my ideal friend and just embrace the people in my life. And not just to notice them, but to actually take a risk to invite them to be a part of my life. I'm ready for this week.